Hello and welcome back. Have you ever said, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done that," or "I wish I could take that back"? Or maybe you have an irrational fear that won't go away and you don't know where it came from. In this lesson, we'll learn to do past life and relationship readings. You are listening to Clair I, and this is part 2 of Class 7 Rose Readings. Let's do a short recap of what we learned in the Rose Reading class part 1. We learned what is a rose reading and what is it used for. We learned why the symbol of a rose is used. We learned how to perform a yes-no reading. And we did a review of the tools that you will be using in every reading. In this class, we'll learn to perform a past life reading and a relationship reading. We'll do an opening meditation to get here, and then we'll go into trance and we'll read. What is a past life reading? Before we do our past life reading, and you'll be reading your own past lives today, consider that every moment, even now, is both past, present, and future. There are 2 time continuums: physical time, or earth time, and spiritual, or universal time. Physical time is important to our earth bodies. We wake up, we look at our phones, we see what time it is. It's the first thing we do as humans in our bodies on the planet. We open our calendar apps and see what's on our agenda for today. We say to ourselves, it's time to get up, it's time to go to work. I have a meeting, it's time for lunch, and whatnot. We live and die by the clock, it seems. The time of day, the day of the week, even the time of the year, dictates everything we do, it seems like. Spiritual time, on the other hand, is what time it would be if you never looked at a clock or a calendar and had no need to do such a thing, because time would be irrelevant, unnecessary. To your spirit self, your higher self, now is the only time that there is. If you had a life in the 1920s, or in 1865, or in 2040, or 3040, or 2021, it doesn't matter. It's all happening now to your spirit self. Which means a past life is always happening now, in spirit time. Likewise, a future life is always happening now, in spirit time. When reading lives, we therefore call upon all of our concurrent lives, our concurrent incarnations, our past lives, future lives, all simultaneous, and yes, lives can overlap. Your higher self can be conscious in more than one experience at a time, more than one body, in more than one game, or more than one part of the game, so to speak. So let's read your concurrent lives. When you're ready, we'll do an opening meditation. Deep breath. Put your feet flat on the ground. Eyes closed. Relax. Sit up with good posture. Get into the center of your head. In your mind's eye, see your grounding cord being created from about where your first chakra is, where your seat is in the chair, and it is grounded to the center of the planet, and you can see this happening. If this feels uncomfortable to you, then pull up grounding cord into your first chakra and your second chakra a little further until it feels comfortable. All of this is effortless, of course, and you don't have to actually do anything. You just sit and watch. It's like watching your imagination when you're half asleep. Then imagine this grounding cord is being secured to the center of Mother Earth as if you are anchoring into the planet. Notice what the center of the earth looks like. Now you can actually feel gravity pulling on you and your body, setting the grounding cord on release so that your energy can go to the center of the planet and get kind of recharged, or whatever it needs. Let go of any energy from others that is not yours, from all your chakras in your aura. Bring in your guides and angels and your healing master. Have them bring in a special set of brand new crystals just for this reading. Now, find or create your protection rose. Create a rose and clean off your reading triangle. Get into your body of glass. Past life reading. From your mind's eye, say your own name to yourself 3 times. On your reading screen, you will see a rose. Notice the color. Notice if it has a scent. What does a rose look like? Is it fully blossomed? How long is the stem? Look at the leaves. Notice the vibration of the rose, and then go a half a step higher. The stem will have gold rings representing past lives, and we want to see these past lives. But we want to see them in spirit time rather than earth time. To do this, we'll peer into the rose itself. At first, it will look like the intricate, continuous rose petal pattern spiraling downward, inward. Go into the spiral, and then go further into the spiral in the center of the rose. Allow it to open up and sort of become like if you've ever been to a planetarium or slept under the stars. The night sky suddenly reveals hundreds of thousands of tiny little twinkling stars the more you look. Some are closer, some are further. Maybe they're swirling around, or maybe they're strung together connected by a milky string. Now, ask to see only your own past and present and future lives, only your own incarnations. Then ask all of them, all of the stars, to come into present time, their own present time, whatever is present time to them. Then you'll see them all become individual stars, and they'll kind of quiet down and settle down. Ask if any of these lives have a message that will be most useful for the body you are in this class right now. See one come forward, say hello to it, maybe ask it for its name. See its rose and the vibration, and go a half a step higher so you can read the information from within your body of glass. Read the information. Maybe it's a picture, maybe it's an idea, a scent, or a symbol. Maybe there's a little movie showing you the origin of one of your most irrational and bothersome fears. Then just thank it for this information and allow it to go back into its own present time and space. See it drifting off. Ask if there are any of these past, present lives who are trying to influence the time, space, reality of the body you are in right now in this class. Like maybe yourself from what would be your future, like 2040, maybe your future self is saying, I wish I had done things differently, influencing you right now. Or, I wish I was young again, sending influence to you, or something like that. Then just see the star, say hello, acknowledge it without judgment. Say thank you for thinking of me. Ask your healing master and your Akashic record keeper if you can get this lesson in a more kind and gentle way, like maybe your future self is warning you to take a different path, or maybe don't yell at that friend, or maybe say yes instead of no to this or that, or maybe just don't forget to feed the cat today. Could be anything. Then just give the experience a healing. Let's give everyone a healing that wants one. All of your little lives that you see on the reading screen. Maybe forgive all of yourselves. Watch all the little golden suns filling up all the little stars. Maybe you see them looking differently now that they're filled up with golden suns. Now run your exploding roses if you need to, if anything got caught up in your space and you matched it. Clear your reading screen with a sticky rose and set your space to do a relationship reading. Relationship reading. Think of yourself and one other being or one other entity. It can be a friend or someone you want to be friends with. It could be your job, your house, your housemates. Put the 2 roses up on your reading screen, one for you and one for the other being or entity that you are reading. See the colors of these roses. See their size and shape. How do they behave when you push them together or pull them apart? Maybe one is trying to influence the other. Maybe one is partly covering the other, getting in its space. Maybe they are hugging. Ask them a question if you have a burning question to ask. Then, just allow the relationship to come into present time. Put a golden sun over it and let the relationship be filled with golden energy. And just separate with sticky roses. Wash off your chakras in your aura. Tuck your aura back into around yourself. Securely have your guides and angels reset your chakras. Allow to the astral plane and bring you back into your body. Now you can get a snack, a drink of water, and when you're ready, I've got some homework for you. By the way, before we look at the homework coming up in class 8 and 9, we'll be reading chakras and reading auras and learning how to do that. The homework for this time is open one of your streaming accounts and create a few new profiles. Start watching something on one of your new profiles. And then close the app and log out and log back in as a different profile. Select to view the same program that you started watching. Notice that it doesn't say resume and that you have to start over as if you've never watched it before, but you know that you have. Now, close that profile, log out, and sign in as the original profile that you first watched that show with, and notice that it now says resume. Now just imagine if a client was asking you to do a past life reading or a past life regression session. With this information, you're better equipped to understand some of the messages you might get during such a reading. Now you know that messages could be from any of multiple lifetimes, because time doesn't matter to spirit. Thank you for listening, and I hope to catch up with you again next time.